threat of disaster is never pleasant.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers podcast.
These safety measures are essential.
The only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment.
This will be your source of survival instructions and information. Every member of the family must be coached in the business of survival.
Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
Oh yeah. Cameron, I gotta tell you, I'm actually really excited about this episode.
Yeah.
Because I think it's fun.
I think it is fun.
It's a good time.
It's straightforward, it's clean, it's simple,
Yeah.
and everybody can follow it.
Everybody, yeah. So tell the folks that are listening, what are we doing today?
Okay. Well, it's a little tiny bit late.
It is. It
Because
is.
we're starting in the middle of the month.
But that's okay.
We're going to do 30 days of preparedness.
Mhm.
So 30 days, each day you can work on one aspect of prepping, and I think it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
And your whole family is going to love it, and you're going to spread the word to the rest of the world.
And it's beautiful. And we're excited. We'll talk more about that as we get going. But before we get going, I got to tell you about BattleBox. Cameron. It is the monthly subscription. I almost went to the French accent again. It is a monthly subscription box for men, full of solid gear for adventure seekers, survivalists, outdoor enthusiasts, and casual preppers. Each month, BattleBox sends you the coolest selection of handpicked outdoor survival and everyday carry gear, all valued at far more than what you'd normally pay. You never know what's in the next box, but here is a sampling of what users received this month. The Eton FRX2 Emergency Weather Radio. Dude, is that cool or what? You got it right there, don't you?
I do.
Look how cool that thing is.
Yeah, it's so freaking
Badass.
cool.
Yeah. Is it doing stuff? Yeah. Look at that. It does things.
Local radio.
Whoa. Don't do too much. We're going to have to pay for it. And then that thing's cool. And then we have the Survivor Filter Pro portable water filter pump. Dang, that's legit too.
That is really cool.
All this
I don't think I
badassness
have one.
starts at just $30 per month. They've shipped almost 1 million boxes and won Best Men's Subscription Box of 2017. Our listeners get a free knife when you sign up at trybattlebox.com/casualpreppers. That is trybattlebox.com/casualpreppers. Get your first battle box plus a free knife at trybattlebox.com/casualpreppers.
Listener reviews starts now.
Ew.
This is listening for review by Old Indian Guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's prepping with your best friends.
It is.
Each show is like a meaningful prepping discussion with two of your best friends who are just as into preparedness as you are.
Yeah.
It's exactly what we wanted.
Uh-huh.
Except those friends sometimes act like sophomores in high school who'd stop their relentless masturbating just long enough to record the most recent episode.
True.
Well, we wanted that too.
Uh-huh.
Please keep this podcast going. You guys crack me up several times each show. Jeff from Indiana. Preparedness.
Is he from Indiana? Preparedness or just Indiana? And then you just want to end with preparedness.
It's true.
I don't know.
I don't know. Google Indiana preparedness.
Yeah, it might be a thing.
Might be Jeff.
Thanks so much, Hefe, from Indiana Preparedness. If you guys want to be a part of this portion of the podcast, go to iTunes, go to Facebook, go to the Kindle book on Amazon, leave us a 5-star review, and make it awesome.
It's a mad, mad world.
So, Cameron, I got to tell you about this thing that I've been seeing going around Facebook. So, you know how sometimes on Facebook it's like, you don't use Facebook a lot, so maybe
really
you don't know this.
Lately, I'm so glad I don't.
But it's like, oh, this has been fact checked and is found to be false, or warnings on posts and things like that. There's
Is
been
it a good thing or a bad thing?
well, mostly bad.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
really
sure.
care if Facebook is fact checking anything, but there's one right now that's getting.
Facebook's the one fact checking.
Yes.
Stupid.
I know.
I thought it was like people tend to do that and
Right.
say, no, look at this.
For sure. Yeah, no, this is like official things from Facebook.
Well, you can trust them.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's one going out right now that are warning against extremists that are too prepared for
Oh my
disasters.
gosh.
No joke. So it started, well, what I'm reading is it started in these canning groups, these people that do canning, and they're getting
the worst.
Yeah, can you believe those people
Psychopaths.
putting peaches in bottles? Damn it.
Next thing, heads and
Yeah.
hands and eyeballs.
Exactly, you're ruining the world. But they're getting these warnings saying, do you have Facebook friends that are becoming too prepared or becoming extremists?
Who was scared about that?
I don't know.
That's pretty bizarre.
But what I'm telling you is that's worrying me, because if prepping becomes one of those things that social media starts to stamp
Attack.
down, we're going to be in trouble. Like us, casual preppers. So I just bring this up to say,
everybody's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, be aware of this, and please follow us on all platforms. If you're only following us on Facebook or you're only just listening to the podcast, please go follow us on all the different platforms because we never know what's going to be eliminated. So go, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, join our mailing list. Make sure you're subscribed on all the podcast platforms because there is, a possibility
that is nuts.
That
when did you start seeing that?
This started happening in the last few months.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't be too prepared.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
We want to control you.
That to me 100% is Mad Mad World.
That is Mad Mad World. Mm-hmm. Don't be prepared. Yeah. Don't get too prepared.
Yeah. Whoa.
We got a problem here.
There's too much water.
We got a problem.
Yeah.
So, I always find this fascinating.
Do you?
Space, super fascinating.
There's so much of it.
Final frontier.
Yeah.
Strange repeating radio signal near the center of the Milky Way has scientists stumped.
Ooh.
It's not a fast radio burst, pulsar, or low-mass star, which are all common, apparently. So what in the heavens is it? Astronomers have detected a strange repeating radio signal near the center of the Milky Way, and it's unlike any other energy signature ever studied. This behavior, one scientist says, this behavior doesn't quite fit the profile of any known type of celestial body. The researchers wrote in their study and thus may represent a new class of objects being discovered through radio imaging.
Wow.
So, anyway, yeah. Pretty freaky. Who knows what it is?
Yeah, that creeps me out.
Probably a new COVID strain.
COVID.
On its way in.
Echo variant on its way. Right?
Galactic variant.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, I always, after going to that Phenomenon and talking about the different aspects of UFOs and all that weird stuff, but it's just interesting that space they're still picking up we've never had this before.
This is new.
Stuff's getting
it's
either by technology we're getting more advanced to pick it up, or maybe something's approaching to destroy Earth. I don't know.
It's kind of like my body. The older I get, oh shit, that's new. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute, that sound has never been projected from this body.
This is a new pain. Okay, what does this mean? You know what I mean?
I guess that's just where we're at.
Yeah, we're just growing older.
We're getting older
as Earth. You know what I mean?
Hear that right?
Wait, that shouldn't be good.
New mic, new headphones and stuff, maybe. But
pretty crazy.
Weird. Space, scary.
So let's talk about 30 Days of Preparedness, Cameron. It is National Preparedness Month, September, always the best month of the year, because for several reasons. One, it starts to cool down.
The weather's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Give me September, October, all year.
I know, I do love those 2 days. 2 days is what it feels like.
What?
Because we just get winter.
Yeah.
Did you say what?
My wife is texting me. I told. Jeez, what did I say?
You said what?
I don't know what you said.
I'll put out.
I don't even know what you said.
You looked at your wife's text and just said what put out.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, I swear you said what.
Interesting.
Which is funny. Yesterday, one of the nurses she called me to ask what is this patient what labs are we doing? Blah blah blah. My wife texted at the same time, and I looked down at it, and I was all, "Oh, yep, okay, love you, bye."
Sad that happens. Geez, man.
Anyway,
yeah. So 30 Days of Preparedness. This is basically it's 30 different things you can do each day, during a month, and we thought obviously that works because it's National Preparedness Month, but you don't have to do this during. Honestly, looking at this is almost something that you could look at every single month, and just continue to cycle through these things, right?
It's always nice to see an organized plan because sometimes they're broken up into a whole week and it's easy to get lost in it.
Sure.
We tried to simplify, obviously these things like water and food and all that. It's got this massive plan. It's we're trying to just simplify it, get you thinking about it on individual days.
Yeah, and it's obviously we don't think you're going to get 6 months of water in one day. So just that day, think about water, and we'll talk about some really simple things you can do those days, especially if you're just starting out. But it's just one little thing you can do each day.
just spending the time to think about those things for that day is more than most of us do.
I think it's a fantastic idea. So the thing that we have done, actually, we have
probably the best thing any podcast's ever done in the history of podcasts.
So we have a really simple PDF, this thing that took me like 10 minutes to make, so don't laugh at what it looks like. But we did this PDF, and we have a blog post on our site. It's the 30 Days of Preparedness, so you can download this this PDF calendar, and every day it tells you what thing to focus on. And then at the top right, there's a link that you can click, and it's going to take you back to this blog post. This blog post is going to have this podcast on it, the audio and video forms, plus the text of all of these things that we're talking about, so you can go refer to this.
I like it.
So this is something you can have and use for
quite a while.
What
if we should link, because I've talked multiple times about the weekly ones. Like, have you seen the IHC one?
I haven't seen that one.
Let me get throw a link in there. Why not?
Sure, absolutely.
But yeah.
So let's talk about this, and let's just start with day one. And where did we start? We started with water. Of course. It is probably the most important thing that you can prepare. And we talk about it every episode.
What? That's small water.
But the first day is a great day to just take the day and assess your water situation. You obviously don't have to do this all day, but if you can take 10, 15 minutes,
honey, no,
that's
I
great.
got to think about some water.
Water day. Leave me alone. Quit texting. So, if you're just starting out in the prepping world, this is a great time to say, I'm going to get my 3-day supply. I'm going to get it stored away.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something you can do in a day. Just go to the grocery store, get the 3-day supply for your family, get it stocked up. You're going to feel like a damn superhero.
You are?
I mean, you really are. And if you're a more experienced prepper, somebody
it does feel good when you're like, man,
I know.
I've got this. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like
I accomplished something. I'm helping my
survive
family.
Longer than most people.
Exactly. But, if you're one of those people that already have that 3-day, maybe you have a 2-week supply, maybe you have a 3-month supply, that's okay. Take this day to look at your supply, and rotate out stuff maybe that is expired, or maybe you need to replenish some water. You know what I mean? Or if you haven't gotten a water filter yet, go find something. Go look at a Sawyer Mini or whatever it is. But just take the time to think about your water supply and the things that you need to do. Maybe look at your bug out bag. Does it have some water? Does it have a water filter in those things?
Yeah.
So,
get a water bed.
Get a water bed.
I don't know.
Water gun.
Yeah.
All the water stuff. All stuff. And that in
that's stuffy.
That's stuffing. I love water stuff. So just think about water on day one.
Yeah.
Very simple.
I think there's so many things, so it's just like, okay, like you said, where you at? Same with food. So
where you at?
Number 2, food. Where were you at with food, huh? They're always like, it gets overwhelming pretty easily to like think about food and think about, breaking down how much proteins, how many calories, how many weeks and months. I think probably the most important thing that you can do on the day that you're like, okay, let me focus on food, is get an inventory going.
That's a great idea.
Just go through what you have, what you need, when stuff expires, so that you're able to rotate, get the old stuff before it completely expires used up.
Yeah.
And then continue on that list and go into, okay, what things do I not have enough of? And this pandemic thing, like when it started last year, and it's going to continue for the rest of our lives until we die.
Yeah.
And is like looking at like condiments and spices and like perishable things like oils and yeast and things like that. Stuff that I didn't consider before because it's so readily available and you just go pick it up. But when it was gone, I was like, oh crap.
Yeah, what do I do?
I didn't store any of that.
Yeah.
I didn't plan to store any of that stuff because I'm stupid. But it just makes you think more about like, okay, where can I go further with this food? And then if you've never done any of this before, this is the first time listening, like you were saying with the water, work on just a 72-hour kit.
Yes.
You've got your 72-hour kit, do your 2-week plan for food, and then just go beyond that. So anyways, just real basic stuff there, but just take your time. I think the inventory is probably the most important thing you can do, because then you can really know where what's your status with food.
Yeah. And like I said, if you're going through this for the 3rd or 4th time and you're at the beginning stages of this, you don't have to go buy a bunch of food. You could just say, I'm going to print off a list today.
Yeah.
And now this list is the thing I'm going to work on for the next 3 months to buy food-wise, right?
Like food could make its own, you'd have a whole calendar on that. You're going to get butter this day.
Yeah.
You're gonna get,
so it doesn't necessarily mean you have to get that, but work on something around the aspect of food, right?
Like eat it.
I eat it every day, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much every day I eat some food.
So that's day 2. So day 3 is it's kind of similar, but it's replenishing food. And so that's a different thing to think about. But we're talking about like gardening or hunting or scavenging, things like that. You think about that, which is a little bit different. And we're not saying that you can necessarily go out and, just plant a garden that day. That's tough.
No, yeah.
Right? You can't really do that. But you could go out and buy a pack of heirloom seeds.
Yeah.
And get those stored. Or maybe if you are a hunter or you're thinking about hunter, add preps in this area of hunting. Or, do some work on hunting skills or, anything within hunting.
Yeah.
And then maybe it's even ammo if you're a hunter, right? And you got to get some more ammo or you're going to assess your ammo needs or you need some field dressing stuff or you need gear for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's so many different things on replenishing food. So this isn't just your food storage. This is, I've got my food storage, but I also need to supplement this in these, SHTF times.
Try and avoid using all of it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's hunting, that's scavenging. So maybe it's getting a book on wild edibles or, learning about wild edibles, something like that. And then, canning.
Yeah.
Facebook loves that. And then in seeds and gardening.
There's probably a Facebook canning group too.
There is. Absolutely is.
They're all, wait, we're under attack.
That's where it first started, was the Facebook canning
groups. It was right there, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why'd they attack them directly? They're just saying in general?
I don't know, man.
They're attacking the church then.
They're attacking lots of stuff.
And they're attacking Americans. And
yeah.
Just kidding. So like this winter, I'm planning on getting a growing light, growing some marijuana. No, just kidding.
I think it's a great supplement.
I want to try and grow just like a tomato plant in the winter and see how hard it is, in my basement. So tomato
good idea.
Plant.
Tomatoes.
But anyway, that's on EDC. So day 4, we talk about EDC all the time, and sometimes it just kind of it's there, and you don't really spend any time thinking anymore about it. It's like I'm carrying this every day, and I found just recently. I have my survival belt, EDC belt. I worked that little flashlight out of there and it was dead.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, do I ever go through that? Yeah, it has like little locked batteries you can put in it.
Oh, it does, okay.
But, I don't check that stuff.
I couldn't get mine out the other day.
It's so hard. You have to use another knife. Yep, that's what you have to.
It's the only way I could get it.
But, like I don't go through, like I carry it or I put a new knife in my pocket or I carry an old knife. And I don't really double check on all my EDC stuff. So I think for the day of EDC is like go through your items, make sure there's batteries in your flashlights that work and things like that. And your knives, like I have one blade that I use all the time to pry stuff. It was super loose.
Ah, yeah.
And I'm like, if that was like my go-to blade, the only blade I had on me, and it's like halfway falling out.
Not a good thing. Going through and sharpening all those blades too.
Yeah,
right?
Sharpening's another thing. I never do.
It's like you just got to take time to go make sure they're sharp because you hate that. Like you're using it to open boxes and crap all day, and it dulls it so much. Then you actually have to cut something that's like real.
I tried
and
to cut rope, and you're like, "What the
on earth is going on?"
But yeah, it's a good time to take all your gear that you use on a daily basis and just like do have some maintenance done on them. Get some oil in that knife.
Yeah,
sharpen it, and then look at some other items that are out there. It's easy to just think that what you have is the better item, and you don't really look into it very much. And most important, just get some some EDC items. If you're not even carrying, then this is the time to focus on like, okay, what kind of gear can I carry that's optimal for me, in my work, and doesn't look like I'm carrying a handgun into the ICU.
I think it'd be a good day too. Like for me, I have got my EDC bag in my truck, and I'm always throwing stuff in and taking it out. But I rarely go, oh, do I have everything in here that I need?
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or you take a screwdriver out and you forget to put it back in.
Extra crap in there that I don't need. That's just more weight. So just go through your kit, your bag if you have a bag. Yeah. And make sure everything is,
And that's where most of mine is.
Yeah.
It's in my backpack. And
exactly.
I try weekly to go back through and be like, okay, did I put that stuff back in there?
Yeah.
But yeah, good day to do it.
Mm-hmm. Day 5, bug out bags. So do you already have a bug out bag? And if you do, fantastic. But take a day to assess your gear. You have to do this 4, 5, 6 times a year, I swear. Otherwise, you don't have the right stuff in there, right? Yeah. So update the clothing to the current season. So if you're in the middle of July,
that's a hard thing to do.
You got sweaters in there. you're gonna hate yourself when that happens, right? So make sure you got some t-shirts and whatever you need. A good thing that I like to do, we're always getting so much new gear.
Yeah.
Is I need to update it with the best gear that I have, because a lot of times I'm like,
or
I don't
an unopened pack of like something.
Exactly.
We always we'll go use it for a video and then I put it back in. I'm like, I got a whole nother bag of it.
Yeah, so let's update that. So take that time and update it with new or better gear that you've acquired over the the last months or so.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a bug out bag, this is a really good time to start looking at it. What do I need to get to build this thing? Go print off a list somewhere and you can start working on it. Like I said, you don't have to buy the entire bag that day, but just start working on it. You could. You absolutely
buy
could.
a whole bag that's already ready to go.
But again, this is a good time. What bag am I going to use? Do I have a bag that would work? And if you do, go set that aside. At least you're making some effort. You're getting closer. Okay, I know which bag I'm using. This bag isn't going to work. I got to go buy one. Which bag am I going to buy?
Yeah.
And then you can start doing that.
How many
research.
times have you and I, from the beginning, our first bug out bag to what our bag is now?
We've
changed our backpack 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. So it just take the day and assess your current bug out bag. If you don't have a bug out bag, look at what you need to do to get one made.
Yeah.
It's really super simple. You can actually, if you got one you use a lot, go check all the zippers, make sure they're working, make sure everything is, there's no
there's
rips.
a pocket that isn't hidden that you could fill up with other stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
I just found the one on my Eberly stock. I was like, well, I didn't know this pocket was
And then
here.
also, if you have a family and your kids don't have a bag yet, start working on ones for them. You know what I mean? There's always something you can do every single month. If you get back to this day, there's always
that's
something
one
you can
thing
do.
I do. I think it's ready to go all the time.
Yeah.
And I've slowly pulled some stuff out for videos or to go camping, and then I'm like, crap, I didn't put it back in.
Exactly.
So yeah. Number 6 is beyond the bug out bag is focus on some of your other bags.
Yeah.
Your get home bag, the one that you take daily to and from work that you hardly ever look at because it's just there in your vehicle, unused. Items expire. You may not have the best items in there. New vehicle, different vehicle that, some of the parts and things you may want to put into that bag. Or if, Kobe and I, we have so much different gear, and once our bug out bags are packed for us and our family, I still have a bunch of gear.
I know.
So it's like I can use that into another bag that may be one that's ready to go, like the inch bag, the I'm never coming home bag. You just don't know what the scenario is, and if you have that stuff just laying around, get it into a bag and have it ready to go too.
The worst comes to worst, you have it in these bags, and you have to bug out. You can grab all the bags.
Seriously,
just who cares? Throw them in your truck and go.
Yeah, because I have it in bins and stuff, and it's not optimal.
No,
I have enough backpacks. I'm gonna tell my wife I'm gonna fill them all up. That's why I'm not throwing them away.
Exactly.
But it's a good time too to go through these bags, add some additional gear, and a lot of it applies heavily to camping. The inch bag has a lot more camping gear because you're going to be living off the land. You're going to be eating out in the for who knows how many weeks. So I think that it's easier to just kind of compile all that gear and start your inch bag. If you've been working on your bob, now you just go to your inch and your get home bag and your other specific bags.
And maybe if you don't have either of those, it's a good day to assess: do I need it?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't need it.
Right.
Maybe I do.
In this location, am I more than likely going to have to just leave it for good?
Mm-hmm. But it's a good day to
if
do
you're
it.
in California or something.
Yeah, it's time to leave.
Never come back.
Exactly. All right, so day 7. This is a day we want to look at transportation. Your vehicles are so important, in every aspect of prepping. You have to keep them, running. You have to keep the things in them that you need. But the biggest thing is they have to run, right? So
for who knows how long.
Yeah, so now is a good time each month. Go assess your vehicles, assess the maintenance. Do they need oil changes? Do they need tune-ups? Are the tires, are they racing slicks now? You know what I mean? That's not good. So go look at those things and make sure.
I'm just looking at my tires are getting close on my car. I'm like,
exactly, yeah. Other things you can think about is, do you have a repair manual for your car? Can it be repaired? If it's a brand new one, obviously those are more difficult, but if there's a repair manual available, hey, go look and see if you can find something for it. But just take
download half of them.
Yeah,
just
for sure.
Have it on your phone.
Yeah, just take a day to assess your vehicles, all the way around, making sure everything is running well, because SHDF hits tomorrow and, something's not running right. you're going to really be pissed off at yourself that you didn't, throw the extra quart of oil in just in case and those types of things.
Yeah, that's a huge item to just like, it's fine. It's running.
Yeah.
I'll check on that light later.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do the maintenance.
Exactly. Yep.
So, yeah. Number 8, this is kind of a little bit, a little different because not a lot of us do this, is the cache. And I don't mean,
CACHE.
I don't mean coin, but have you ever planned on making a cache?
Yeah.
Have you ever looked into how to use a cache or why you would consider even having a cache?
Yeah.
So spend a day to kind of assess whether or not you would use one and why you would use one. A lot of times, if you have a bug out location, you're probably going to want to have something along the way just in case. Maybe the vehicle breaks down and you're going to go by foot. You need to have some extra water. You can't carry all that water. And so, and there's specific ways to like store these. You can do one out of PVC. You can, bury a wood box or something. Just something that we talk about. It's kind of a cool thing. Yeah. Or it's kind of a more extreme prepper thing that you just don't spend any time on. So take a day to assess whether or not, you really would think you would need one and how you could use one and how you can incorporate it into your plan. So,
and a cache doesn't necessarily have to be something that's, buried under the ground halfway to your bug out location.
Exactly.
You could have caches around your house.
Yeah.
Or around your own property or near your work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could have a cache of a few things at your work somewhere, like under your desk.
Yeah. I think that's probably the more applicable thing to all of us.
Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be a PVC pipe,
Yeah.
That is buried under a lake that you have to get in SHDF. It can be a lot of different things. So
Yeah. I consider like those, those little fireproof cases.
Yeah,
They're
for sure.
basically a cache,
Yeah.
because you have it in your house. If anything happens, flood, fire, or whatever, those items in there, you're going to be glad were put into a safe deposit box that's not going to burn up. So,
yeah.
Anyways.
I like that. Day 9, this is the vehicle kit. So we talked about the vehicles themselves, but what are the things that you put in your kit that are in there? A lot of times we have our EDC bags and we have maybe our get home bags or whatever in the vehicle, but the vehicle itself needs to have certain items as well for everyday use, not just for an SHTF situation. So take this day to assess your current kit. And if you don't have anything in there, this is the day to print off a list and start working on it because it's so important. You have to have the basics in every vehicle, whether it be jumper cables or like a battery jumper. Cam and I both have like the Gulu ones, and they've been fantastic.
They
right?
have.
Flares and glow sticks in case of breakdowns, flashlights and headlamps. Obviously, make sure you have a tire and a jack. It's a bad deal if you get somewhere you
or
don't
a tire
have
that's not all frayed and
Exactly.
like corroded.
Yep. First aid kits, water, food. Toolkits are extremely important. Some sort of an escape tool, maps, blankets, clothing, rain gear. Like there's so many different things you can do in there, but just assess it. Figure out what you want, what you think you need, and start making that kit. And like I said, if you don't have a kit, go find one online. There's a million of them that you could just go print off.
Yeah. I still remember I think it was last fall, we went up on the mountain and the car died. And then people that knew me and knew what I did had to help us because I didn't have some of that stuff. I was like, man, freaking embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
So you want to go through that vehicle kit, make sure at least, you have something to jump a battery.
Last year, I was lucky that I had a really nice first aid kit in there. I pulled up on a crash.
Oh, that's right.
And I jumped out and I helped the dude. I mean, I couldn't help the driver, but I could help the guy and wiped off the blood off his face and a couple of things. And I happened to have a nice kit. Took his wallet. Yep, took him down.
Took some stuff out of their car.
Submitted him, and then I left.
Grabbed the coin, all the change out of the coin thing.
All of his Taco Bell packets were mine.
Yeah.
But anyways, you just never know. You don't know.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to look at your vehicle kit.
Number 10, and this one, sometimes we just feel, so this is comms, and it doesn't necessarily mean, I have a ham radio and a walkie-talkie, like I'm good, or a cell phone.
Yeah.
It can also mean like communication between you and your family of like, what if you can't get, maybe dinner.
Say hello.
Yeah, maybe it's time to tell your wife her hair looks pretty.
Yeah, it's it's always a good time.
Communication makes a big difference.
Did you just get your hair done, dear? Just say it like that.
Yeah. You want to just build relationship now. But obviously, our cell phone is the thing that we're most likely to go to. So, you know, make sure you have a way for backup. You know, my wife's is always in the red. It's always like 10% left battery life.
And preppers, they don't like it when you talk about cell phones sometimes, and it drives me insane.
I know.
Like,
but
dude,
they're carrying one, and they're commenting probably from that phone.
Yeah, I'm like 99.9999% of the time, that's what you're using.
Yeah.
Why not make that your primary?
Right.
I mean, it just doesn't. I understand there are times where it's not going to work. I get it.
Yeah, we're not cavemen.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I get
not
it.
Carrying a fire pit to give signals off.
Gosh, man.
Yeah, I know. When you get the extreme, it's like we are average, normal, working people. Like,
yeah.
We are going to be carrying these items.
Well, it's just like someone, you bought pants. What if pants aren't going to work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if you can't wear pants? What if they're illegal? What if they're illegal? You know what I mean? It's like, shut up.
I know. You're like, okay, that's an extreme for you.
Yeah.
Buy some water filters. What if they poison the water supply, huh? It's not going to filter out oils and
good luck.
Toxins.
Radiation. Good luck.
Yeah. Okay, what's your plan, buddy? But yeah, your cell phone, it's your go-to. Make sure you have a way to charge it and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Service, boosters, things like that. So two-way radios, simple, simple walkie-talkie. They're confusing. Like,
I know.
Honestly, like if you get a nice one that has stronger, more private signals, like they can be a little confusing.
Yeah, so we just got these new ones that we're been testing. Redivis, is that how you say it?
I don't know. Such a weird name.
Something like that. But
Redivis.
they're a little more complicated than
They're a
I'm
little
used
more
to. I'm used to like turn it on and go to a channel and start talking.
Yeah.
This one has like all these different features.
It does.
And so I'm trying to figure it out.
And it breaks down the channels into like the frequencies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what am I doing?
What is this? Am I going to end up on the
Radiating
moon?
my heart.
Calling Russia. Calling Russia. Yeah.
But like some of those just basic two-way radios.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be fiddling around with that when you're trying to get a hold of your wife somewhere that it's not going to pick it up anyway.
Yeah, she's definitely not listening.
Honey, come in.
Dear, how do I get Pinterest on this? She yelling at you.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, I won't go into it. But sometimes you'll like get a text from her and I'll reply and she never replies back.
Yeah.
Like, what? But I guess I probably do the same thing sometimes.
Women.
Anyway. But what alternate comms do you have outside of your cell phone, your radio, the common stuff? Like, have you set up a plan to like communicate by like some signals? Like you could, look at the telephone pole and we'll paint a face on it.
Yeah, well,
that's where you're going to go. But we've talked about that, like alternate ways of communicating with family members. Like if you have, in your original plan is to come back to the house and they come there and you're not there, you're going to leave
Is there underwear on the front door? That means I'm going to the cabin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But seriously.
Yeah.
Have a communication system that only you and your family know.
Well, it's like in A Quiet Place when they came back and the lights were all red. And he's like, oh,
yeah,
F.
Exactly.
Right? Like that's a form of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
well, I like the underwear on the door better, though.
Me and you should. Let's compromise. If there's underwear hanging on the doorknob.
If I run your bra off the flagpole, honey, that means you got to leave. All right? We're going to try it tomorrow.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want here. If you come out of your house with undies on your head like Bane, that means stuff's going down.
I was born in the panties.
But yeah, the communication thing you have to go over with your family. You have to communicate to your family about your communication plan.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's may include notes and where you're going to post them. You don't want other people to like read the letter. We're going up to the cabin to survive.
Yeah, maybe you have some sort of a cipher
behind you
that you use.
Yeah.
Like we have those cipher bandanas from Coulter Co.
Yeah.
So it has its own little cipher, so you could leave notes and nobody else can really read them unless they have a Coulter Co. bandana cipher. Then they could.
Guess what?
Guess what? I got
Whip
one
it off
too.
their head. I'm going to the river.
Ah,
Knew it.
I'm going too.
Remember to drink your Ovaltine.
Ovaltine? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, so communication doesn't involve just, radios and cell phones. And there's even the mesh system you could look into, like Gotenna.
Like the...
What?
Keep going. No, I was gonna make a really stupid joke, and I'm not going to now.
Do it now.
No, I'm not going to.
You gotta do it.
No, I was like the mesh system. I'm like pantyhose or something.
Fishnet.
Fishnet.
Yeah. So, anyways, communication. There's a lot involved there. Spend a day of talking to your
There's a
family,
ton.
how you're going to get a hold of them if there's an emergency.
Yeah.
And maybe if you've done all this, it's time to go on to the ham radio.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, good luck. Maybe there's like a code word that you use with your kids. Like if I had to send Cam to get my kids, he'd have to give him a code word. You know what I mean? They'd be
I
like,
need a Red Bull from the gas station.
That's
Okay,
it.
I'll go get them.
I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're picking them up, and they're like, "Am I supposed to go with him?" And he's like, he said pineapple or something.
It's true. Yeah, you got a group. You want to do it.
Yeah.
I need batteries.
I need batteries.
Oh, okay.
How
I'll
many-
bring my 9mm.
Yeah. Okay, so day 11, power, fuel, all those types of things. Super duper important for power outages and fuel outages or whatever, whatever it's going to be. But today's a great day to stock up or assess your situation with batteries.
Build a refinery.
On this day. Do it. Yeah.
One day.
Get some batteries. You know, obviously you got to have those AA's. You got to have those AAA's. They're so important for all types of devices. You know, in the short-term, long-term power outages, you got to have them. So if you don't have any, go get some. If you do have some, assess them because they go bad after a certain amount of time. You also need to have those, like the 9 volts for your smoke detectors and all that kind of stuff. So
Touch your tongue for fun.
Yep. Also, it's a great time
Start fires too.
to make sure, you have a backup USB power bank of some sort.
I use those all the time.
All the time, and they're so useful.
I'm like, crap, I got to charge my phone, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll just take this power bank.
I absolutely love the Survival Frog one that we have because I can charge my phone wirelessly on it too as I'm doing other things.
Yep.
So it's really cool.
I have that one in my car, and I usually just unfold it.
Do you?
So it's just sitting
It's
in the
always
passenger seat charging. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good idea. You're a smart guy. I like
Thank
it.
you very
Yeah.
much.
Also, this is a really good time to assess your fuel situation. This is a tough son of a bee. I'll tell you
is.
that right now. But if you have fuel stored, go check it, rotate it. You know, you can only keep that fuel for so long. So you need to start working in the older stuff when it gets. I mean, if stuff's like right on the edge, just put it in your
Weed eater.
Weed eater. You know what I mean? Whatever. It takes like this much fuel, so it takes you forever. You know what I mean? It's like I use one gas can like
know.
all year long
I know.
for everything.
That's so we've been told that the additive fuel, you know, the like
Yeah, stable.
40 to 1, the kind for 2-stroke
Oh, for-
motors.
oh,
that
yeah.
lasts a lot longer.
Oh, does it?
It burns really well too.
Interesting.
Like I
Yeah.
poured just long story short. I was burning some stuff in my yard and I was like I had just regular gas and then I used that pre-mix one. I'm like, way better.
Is it?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's cool.
Anyway, and it stores longer.
But also, you know, if you haven't put like stable in, like I always put in all my cans some stable because if it's going to be, you know, it just makes
I feel like I use gas like my
too
stupid
fast.
lawnmower.
I don't, man. I don't hardly.
You got that riding lawnmower and it gets like a quarter of a mile to the gallon.
I literally have one 5-gallon thing and I use all year long for my lawnmower.
See that? Yeah.
That's all I use.
I burn it like crazy.
Yeah, and I never hit the hole right.
I don't
so
have
it's all
that big
going
of a
everywhere.
yard, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a fuel hog.
Yeah, mine will go forever.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But, you know, put some stable in there so make sure your supply lasts as long as possible.
Yeah.
Rotate your old stuff. If you don't have any fuel stored, go grab a gas can. At least
Yeah,
get one
a gas
filled up.
can's probably
You know?
one of the biggest parts of your plan.
Yeah. At least get one, go fill it up, you know. And also think about the propane that you've got. If you have a barbecue grill, go get a bottle of propane, get them filled up. I have an extra one, so I have 2 all the time. I know, look at me.
I think I'm going to buy a 150 gallon one this
Are ya?
Yeah. I bought a heater to go in my garage.
150 gallon? How big are those?
They're like the really tall ones. They're
Oh,
about
yeah.
5 feet high.
Yeah.
But-
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But I got those adapters to like fill up the little
ones,
the
yeah.
little adapter to fill up your tiny ones that you can just go camp
That's
with.
a good idea, though. It's a fantastic idea.
And no,
I like
it's excessive, but I think the heater I bought on the sale requires the 100
does
gallon
it?
ones. I'm like, freak, I don't have 100 gallons, so I'm just
Yeah.
going to buy one of the bigger ones.
Nah, it's a good idea.
They're like 120 at Lowe's, if you're wondering. That's a pretty good
not
deal
too
for
bad,
the canister.
actually. Yeah. Great. So, day 11, look at power, look at batteries, look at fuel.
Yeah. No, I think that's great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Number 12, clothing.
Mm.
Your spouse is probably looking at it right now. What kind of wants
Most likely.
new stuff? But like Kobe's mentioned in your bug out, for your bug out bags, it's hard to remember to switch out the clothing for the appropriate season. So that's one part of it. But going through your gear to see, I think I talked about this before. I had my old preparedness bag had like some stuff I don't wear anymore.
Yeah.
And it was like didn't fit. The sweater was like midriff and like the sleeves. I was like, what the crap?
Yeah.
So you want to use quality gear, especially if it's going to be something you're going to be wearing day after day, surviving in.
You got like your old debate sweater or something in there.
Leatherman jacket.
I actually have an old debate sweater. It's so stupid. I don't know where it's at now, but I ought to put it in my bug out bag.
But yeah, like go through that gear. Make sure it's quality. Don't throw in some old shoes, that you've worn out completely. And you're like, well, I need some extra shoes in here.
You got duct tape around the toes,
Yeah. So go through the gear. Make sure you have quality gear and research it. Like if that's all you do, if you're looking into buying some new footwear, like look and see what's worth the price and something.
What's Kanye West wearing? Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to get the good stuff.
See if the BK Diamond Sales has brand new boot or something.
British Knights, baby.
Honestly, just go to Off the Grid Surplus and buy anything from there, and you're gonna be happy. Burger King.
I said, do they make shoes now?
Burger King Diamond Sales.
Whopper of a shoe.
I had some pumps that were BK Diamond Sales. Freaking amazing.
Those things are awesome.
There's catapults. You remember catapults?
I remember. Yeah, Carl Malone had those.
Yeah, just a rubber ball.
It's so dumb.
I remember my brother got some, and we went hiking. He's like, I can feel the spring. Like it doesn't hurt my knees as much.
I'm not even trying. I'm going right up the hill.
Placebo effect.
Yeah.
But you don't want to look super tactical. You don't want to be wearing SWAT team gear.
Yeah.
But high quality gear. I'm telling you, Off the Grid Surplus. If you want to just look at what good, looking freaking survival gear that works, it has the pockets in the right place. I got it on right now.
Oh, you do. You look great.
Yeah. So, but they have great stuff. Footwear is a little tougher. I have some North Face boots that I really like, but go through make sure you have newer gear, nicer gear to go in like your survival kits.
Yeah.
And
and your extra socks in your bug out bags, I can't stress it enough. Get some really good wool socks for hiking.
Yeah. I just looked up what are the ones that have a lifetime warranty on them?
There's several of them. The ones we got in a battle box recently were actually fantastic.
Those little wool
socks.
ones?
What were they called? Woolly
Mammoth.
Woolly Good. I don't know what they're called.
There's something like that.
Something stupid, yeah.
Yeah. But seriously, in socks, specifically, the cotton cheapos from Kmart or Shopko.
Don't do it.
Stores even exist.
Shopko.
Don't do those. And then the one thing I'm thinking about doing is having like a little, how you can like compress or like suck the air out of. Having like my winter gear and my summer stuff so that I can just drop it in the bag.
It's a good idea, actually. It's a really good
But
idea.
anyways, go through your clothing. Don't use old gear in your, survival kits. Like get some quality stuff.
I like it. Number 13, day 13, lighting and like blackout kits. This is so important for everyone. This is something that everybody needs to look at.
Yeah, we all
doesn't
need
matter.
Power.
Yeah, you have if you don't have a flashlight, if you don't have candles, if you don't have lanterns, go get some. This is so important. Like, how bad would it be to not have any of that stuff and you have a power outage is several days? It'd be horrible, right? If you already have those, work on checking the gear that you do have. Maybe it's time to work on building a full blackout kit in a box where where everything is at, right? There's so many lists online that you can find for blackout kits, and it's such an awesome thing to make. Yeah. And it's kind of fun, man. I love making kits.
Kids, I've had my kids get into this stuff more.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I know where the flashlights are.
Yeah.
And I know.
And if
turn it on and leave it on until it's dead.
Exactly. And in that kit, if you have kids, that's where you put like some crayons and mazes.
Glow in the dark stuff.
Yeah, it's just great for kids during those times. If you have all that, it's time to consider getting something like the BioLite Solar Home 620.
Love the freak out of this thing.
It's one of my favorite preparedness items.
Yep.
It's so useful.
I bought it for my dad for Father's Day, and I set it up in his little hot tub cabin thing.
Yeah.
And he's like amazed by it.
Really?
He's just like, it's always charged.
Yeah.
And I can play the radio and charge my cell phone. It's awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't recommend it anymore. It's fantastic. And the last thing I would say, if you haven't done this yet, go distribute a few flashlights around the house. That's the bad thing. It's like 10:30 at night. The power goes out. You got a kid down in the basement.
Grab it, click it's dead.
Yeah, you got a kid up here. Everybody needs to know where some flashlights are, so they don't have to run through the house and kill themselves trying to get to the blackout kit. You know what I mean?
The kids are stabbing themselves downstairs looking for flashlights.
They grab their knives instead of their flashlights.
It's like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, exactly.
Just down there stabbing each other.
So this is a good day to assess your blackout kit, assess your lighting, all of those things.
That's a fun one. That's at least a little more exciting.
Yeah.
Number 14 is your home. So constantly doing maintenance and crap. I hate it. But some of the key things about your home is home safety. Do you know where the shutoff valves are to water and gas, and how to quickly access them? And do you have the right tools to turn them off?
Dude, it's so important.
It's crazy how fast a basement can flood.
It don't take long.
Like if something ruptures and you don't know where to turn it off, like within minutes, it's destroyed everything. And in case of a fire, how do you get out? What if you're on the top floor? Do you have an escape route if the main floor is on fire? This is a good time to go through your basic fire protection, smoke detectors, your carbon monoxide detectors, make sure they're working, make sure the batteries have been changed in them. And then you can move on to a little bit more like home security. Camera systems. Do you have a closed loop or a closed system where if you do lose the internet, can you still actually access it and use it? There are some that can do that.
Yeah.
But thinking in the long term, if you're just going to hunker down in your home, which most of us probably will, what ways can you stay alert and prepared for, looters and things like that to try and keep your family safe? And then other things to go over is like, are you in an earthquake area? Do you need to strap down, all of your shelves in the basement that have all of your, goods and canned goods? It's just a time to spend thinking about the preparedness aspect and the safety, keeping you safe in case of natural disaster. If you're going to hunker down for a long time in your home, keeping it safe and stuff like that. So.
I like that. Yeah. And then also basic fire gear as well as those masks and things we have, fire blankets.
I have that blanket mask under my bed. So
fire
hopefully
extinguishers.
the fire doesn't start under my bed. I know it starts on top of the bed. But never.
Every night.
I wish every night.
All right. Day 15.
I didn't say that, honey. I'm not gross.
No. Day 15. This is where, boy, he gets, more like this. Oh, baby.
It's about time. This should have been number 1.
5, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, weapons. Let's talk about weapons. Weapons, and I'm also kind of / self-defense here, right? Do you have self-defense weapons for emergencies and long-term SHTF events? Do you?
Some people don't.
Some people don't. If you do, get them out. Practice. Do some
If you live in the city, it's hard. You're worried about
depending on where you are, for sure. But if you do have them, take this day, get those things out, make sure they're in tippy-top shape, make sure you understand how to use them, make sure you're practicing.
Is the katana sharp?
Yes.
Are the nunchucks padded enough or not?
Brass knuckles brassed. You know what I mean? But take them out, do some practice, do some maintenance. Yeah, these guns are always loaded. If not, now's a good time to take a look into what you can have legally in your area. What you think you can handle. If you're, a 5'1", 90-pound woman, you don't want to get a 357.
Desert Eagle.
Yeah, you just got to be careful. 12-gauge sawed-off shotgun probably going to be tough to handle.
Right,
little lady. Yeah. But, figure out what you can, what you feel comfortable with, and what you ultimately want to get. Do some research. You know what I mean?
No, you got to. You got to consider this stuff.
You do. This can be, firearms. This can be knives. This can be those smaller self-defense weapons. There's a whole bunch of different weird. It can be mace. It can be a taser.
Yeah.
There's so many.
I was just looking
things.
at. Did you see on Ready Man today on Instagram? They have that little. It's like a little strap thing. It just shoots the little bands that just wrap around people. I'm like,
nice.
I kind of want to get one.
That'd be fun. That'd be super fun.
Shooting kids. Get inside. It's time for bed.
Yeah. So there's so many different things to consider, but
probably go around their throat.
They're dead.
Oh.
But take this day to consider those and consider practicing, consider maintenance, all those types of things. I'm also going to add self-defense to this. Do you know the basics of some sort of hand-to-hand self-defense? Sign up for a class. Find out maybe what martial arts might interest you. Look up videos online. Just do something, in that area of self-defense. A little bit can go a
Build
long
some
way.
endurance.
Yeah, build some. Yeah, we'll talk about health and
That
fitness,
still
but
freaked me out the most.
But that is something too. But just learn some basics, and it's something that you have to continually stay up on. You can't learn how to throw a punch or how to block a punch once and think you're going to be good. You have to do it. So this is why I say you go through these things every month. You get to that day, okay, I'm going to practice these 1 or 2 self-defense moves. You know what I mean? So that's
and I
also
don't
part of
like you've done way more extensive training in jiu-jitsu, but just those little tips that we did on that video, like I think about them all the time.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Simple stuff like getting in close, like grabbing onto their torso to stay close so they can't punch you.
They can't punch you. It's
like
distance,
there's certain
man.
things that I'm like I'm
that's,
so glad I just learned those little teeny
Yeah.
things that I'm like, obviously I want more and need more,
Yeah.
but they could help.
But at least that's one thing that's stuck in your brain, right? And it
It
didn't take that much.
I think about it quite a bit.
Like distance is such a big thing. You need to either be right in close or you need to have distance so they can't punch you. Like it's very simple. You don't want to be in the
you don't want to
mid-range.
give them a good,
Yeah.
perfect swing.
Very simple.
Power.
But learn those things.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick, COVID-19 is the worst thing on the freaking face of the
I
planet.
hate it. I hate all the COVID-19s.
Yeah, let's not even talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about cybercrime that probably is a lot higher now because of COVID, because
Sure.
everything else is screwed because of COVID.
Oh my gosh.
But you can protect yourself easily. All you have to do is go to Surfshark. They are a virtual private network. They can protect you and all of your devices that go on the internets at all times. All your devices, not just 5 or 4. One subscription covers all of them. And you can go gray man online. You can go shopping coming up into the Christmas season soon.
Ugh.
You're going to be looking for that, crash test dummy on weird eBay sites and,
Crash
the
test dummy.
black web.
Crash test.
I say the black web because
Do you mean
the
the
dark web.
Like the album, the Crash Test Dummies?
No, I'm saying like the toys. I say that on because I've been researching for those toys. Yeah.
Wasn't that them, Crash Test
There
Dummies?
was, yep.
Yeah.
One,
There
seven.
was this boy.
Dumb and Dumber. That's all I can
Oh, that's
think
right,
of.
huh?
So, one subscription that will cost you roughly $2.20 a month.
Woo.
You can get 27 full months for less than $60 if you use our code Casual Preppers on surfshark.deals. Put in Casual Preppers. You can even try it for 30 days if you don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
You want to learn about it, see how it works on your phone. I'm telling you, 83% off.
Beautiful.
You can't beat it.
We're going to have to get rolling, man. We are behind. That's okay, though.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Speaking of behinds, you want to have medicine.
What a segue.
So number 16, medical.
Okay.
Kits, training, meds. So one thing that you can really focus on the day that you're focused on medical stuff is build your own kit. Like, honestly, you'll know what's in there. You get better gear. You know, half the time all your Band-Aids are gone because your kids have found it. And
Or they're
used them.
crap Band-Aids
Yeah, they're like, seriously, they're Scotch tape with a piece of foam on it.
that don't stick as well as Scotch tape.
Right. But do-it-yourself kits are like the best way to go because then you know what is in them. And even if it's quick and you don't have a kit, just go buy one. But I'm just saying, build your own is the best way to go. This is a good time to go through your over-the-counter meds.
Yes.
Reach for something for your headache and you got 2 ibuprofen left. You're like, oh, freak.
That's not
And
gonna do it.
ibuprofen got cleaned out
Yeah.
during COVID for what, like 2 months?
2 ibuprofen equals 19 Tylenol. By the way, that's the
Pretty
math.
much, that's a conversion.
That's the math.
But yeah, go through your OTC meds. They're all available right now. You
Yeah.
can go down and buy more. Make sure you have ones that cover things that may not deal with, like diarrhea, constipation, fever, allergies, things like that. So good time to go through that and make sure you have those in your medicine cabinet and make sure you don't have, Imodium that's from 2013.
It's just straight powder.
All of our
now.
medicine cabinet just gets pushed to the back.
Yeah,
like
I
I've gotten
know.
up there, I'm like, what is this?
I've had the same
The
thing. dude.
freaking NyQuil's crystallized. I'm like, okay, it's time to get some new.
Yeah, you just got to warm it in the microwave. It's fine.
Yep. And add more alcohol.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good time to go through your meds, see which ones you can just clean out, which ones you can take right now, just to not waste them.
Yeah, use them while you can. It's like when the freezer goes bad, you got to eat it all at once.
Do you got a fever? Here, take this. How about you, honey?
How you been feeling? You got a fever
you got
last
cramps
week.
or anything?
Have it.
Here, we need to get rid of all this
You have
medicine.
cramps or anything.
What about me talking? You want to take this for that? But yeah, just make a simple kit, go through your Band-Aids, your bandages, all that stuff, OTC meds, and then the last thing, just schedule a physical.
Yes.
Make sure that your cholesterol is not 7,000.
I think I put this in the health one too, but I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Everybody thinks that we in the medical field are out to just give people COVID and get more numbers. But really, like, your physical maintenance is huge.
Yeah, for sure. And you put in here too, I don't know if you mentioned this, but training.
Yeah.
Some sort of a get CPR training or
that's the one thing that you can just download some of those forms of like how to suture, how to prepare bandages, how to even if you don't have time to go over it, like print it out so you have it somewhere.
Yeah, just do one little thing.
Well, to manage fever.
Yep, fever.
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 You can't manage that.
Ain't no way
that
to manage
goes
that.
Crazy.
It is what it is. Day 17, comforts and entertainment. Boy, are these important, especially if it comes down to a long-term SHTF situation. If you have kids, anything over 10 minutes, this is important. If you have a 10-minute blackout, you have to have these items.
Seriously.
Think about the things that you need or the things that make you feel good.
Yeah.
All right? Think about those things. Candy. Coffee,
candy,
booze, ciggies, all them things that people, those vices. If you have those things, get some extra. Is it Diet Dr. Pepper like my wife? Get some of that stuff. Or have some on hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Add your favorite to your stockpile because you're gonna need those things. Kids, they love the candies. Hard candies last forever.
They do.
Werther's Originals have a
still sucking on the
1,000-year
same-
half-life.
Been sucking on the same one every Sunday.
Exactly. Anyways, so think about that. Also, don't forget books and games and entertainment when the power is out. Those are going to be crucial.
Even right now on weekends when my kids are like, I don't know what to do. I want to just hit them,
throttle them.
So
yeah,
you gotta have even more things.
Yeah, you do.
Just store them away.
And so books and games, those are always good for any situation. So have a bunch of that stuff. Grab something, put it away for that rainy day event, and you're going to be good. So that's a good day to look at those things.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a great idea. Then play some of them when you're done getting
for
all this ready.
Why not? It's a good stress reliever.
Yeah. So number 18, your personal ID and documents.
This one's so important.
I know.
Dude.
So how often do you get like a new card for the year, or it changes, or you open a new credit card and you haven't backed it up?
I get one a month.
Yeah. I open one, transfer all the fees and all the accounts.
Been working great so far.
Yeah, I have like 16 accounts open right now. But all of your important files, you need to have them all like copies and have them in a readily accessible place. And some of you might freak out, that I have them stored but encrypted on my phone.
Yeah.
But it saved my butt before. I lost my wallet, and I could look it up, and I could see which phone numbers to call and cancel my credit cards. But backing that stuff up, back it up, boy. It's freaking important. Even stuff like, birth certificates, social security cards, insurance for your house and your car, health insurance, all those documents, put them in a safe place, fireproof box, copy them, put them in digital form on a, encrypted USB drive.
Pictures, just like
pictures too.
Like that's a big deal, man.
I pull mine from the cloud pretty often because when the internet's and power goes out, who knows you'll ever get access to that again, and that would suck.
Yeah.
So I usually go onto the cloud, and I download a hard copy and put it on a
I'll let
hard drive.
Facebook keep all mine.
Yes. Yeah. Store it on Facebook. And then I usually take that. I usually try and have separate drives, one that I have in a vehicle, and then I have one at home in a case. So anyways, this is a good time to go through those documents, make backups of all that stuff, and have it in a safe place.
That's such a good one. Ugh.
So good. Probably the best one on this whole list.
Day 19, emergency plan.
Oh, it's a great one.
This is a great one. I can't tell you how much I like this one.
I'm excited about this one.
This one we maybe should have put near the beginning, but who cares? It's at 19.
Yeah, right.
All right. This is a really good time if you don't.
You can shuffle these.
You shuffle around. Yeah, move it around. No biggie. If you don't have an emergency plan, it takes no time at all. 20 minutes, you can have one ready. All right. So go work on it. Head to redcross.org. Theirs is pretty simple to fill out. Get with your family. Take that 20 minutes. It's actually kind of fun. My kids like doing it.
Yeah.
Every time we do it, and then after you get it done once, you need to continue to update it, and you need to continue to go over the plan because things change all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, over the past year and a half, how many things have changed in our life with COVID and all that kind of junk? You know what I mean? Like, so you have to continually update it. You have to get copies for everybody, so everybody has a copy. Have a copy in the house that people can get to if you need to. You can even, like, put this into the cloud if you want to.
Yeah.
Like Cam's saying, So get a plan. Talk about the things that you need to. Update it monthly if you can, and you're going to be way further ahead.
Yeah.
In any sort of situation.
Yeah, great one.
So do it.
Number 20 is weather protection. So, what kind of things do you have in place to protect from severe weather like hurricanes, tornadoes, or quakecanes, floods, locusts, firestorms, all that stuff? Do you have a good plan for your home and protecting it and protecting everybody inside it?
Yeah.
Think about like blizzards and power outages or heat waves and things like that. Do you have things to keep you comfortable that doesn't rely heavily on just electricity? Like sandbags, storm blankets, things to protect the windows from, them getting bashed in and spreading glass all over. Which is a freaking nightmare, by the way. I dropped a bowl that was glass, and it's been like 7 years ago, and I still pick up shards in my face.
The worst is if it's like carpet or something.
Yeah. You never get it all out. So having that stuff to kind of protect your home against these things and, hopefully keep water out and keep yourself dry. What kind of gear do you have in your bags that also help you with this? To keep you warm? Do you got a bivvy? Do you have a change of clothes if you have to cross a river, or if you're in the middle of a rainstorm? How do you, what can you change into to keep yourself from getting sick and things like that? So this is just a good time to go through like all the extremes in your area of what could happen and how to just prepare your home and prepare your bags and, keep your family safe.
That's great. And this one kind of rolls right into that one, and maybe it should have been before this too, but day 21 is your threat assessment.
We didn't organize this.
We didn't. Well. Yeah, the days that we should have probably organized the.
As long as you're doing them,
as long as you're doing them, it doesn't really matter because you're going to do them more than
Shuffle
once,
them,
right? So your threat assessment. If you haven't done this or it has been a while, do it again. Get it done. This is very simple. I've done several videos on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook about this.
Yeah.
But basically, you have to look at the things that are going on in your life, the things that are around you. What are the threats that are threatening you? What are the threats that are threatening you?
Democrats
every time.
Moving in.
Yeah, COVID. The COVID is getting me. But you have to look at those things. What is the most likely issue that you're going to face? And then you just make a list of the most likely down to the least likely. Start at the top and start figuring out how to mitigate those issues. It's pretty dang simple. And you're going to talk about these things in your emergency plan as well. Natural disasters, everybody's going to have several of those on their threat assessment. There's just no way around it, right?
Yeah.
So what should you be prepping for? Like I said, natural disasters. Is it medical? Is it your vehicle? Is it financial, self-defense, fitness, all these different things? Do that threat assessment. You're going to be so much further ahead, and you're going to be prepping for the right things after you do that. So just take the day and figure it out. And those are always great to update as you go.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great part of planning. Number 22, cybersecurity. We talked already about Surfshark.
Yes.
So we all go online. We shop online. You downloaded this from online. Constantly we use the internet, and like governments are hugely putting tons of money into cyber attacks and cyber teams. So you need to protect yourself. Change your passwords often. When they warn you, when Chrome says all these have been compromised, go through them and try and change them all. Use a password back. I hate it too.
I hate it so bad.
I get so sick of changing it, and I hate two-step verification. It's the most annoying in the world, but it protects you big time.
Yeah, it does.
Your nudies ain't gonna get out there.
Heck no.
No,
Not yet.
But like, get something like a VPN, and I would only go with Surfshark because it's the best. It's the cheapest. It works very, very well,
and we can get you a good deal.
And so. Anyways, and then do you have a plan if you're a victim of identity theft? Like, how do you know how to protect yourself and how to quickly address that for, your credit cards and all that stuff? So go through that stuff because it's super important and happens all the time.
The cool thing about all of these, we pretty much have an episode on every one of these.
We do.
So on those days, go find that episode. Listen to it. Maybe that's what you do on that day, is just listen to our episode and get some more information.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not?
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Day 23. Boy, oh boy, this one sucks. Fitness and health.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It does suck.
This one sucks. If you're out of shape, if you're obese, if you're unhealthy, if you're just effing lazy, take today and assess where you are.
Yeah.
Right? Go stand on
I
the
had
scale.
a rude awakening at a activity the other day.
With the sprinting?
Yeah. Like playing tag with some kids.
Mm-hmm. They didn't know we were playing tag, but I was getting them.
Yeah, I got them good.
I was running around the neighborhood.
I watch kids at the school when they leave. I chase them. It's freaking fun.
They screaming and stuff, but I get them.
It was hard, and I felt like I'm like, okay. So I've started doing like teeny tiny little runs. It's embarrassing, but I'll get on the treadmill for 5 minutes because I'm like, I gotta start building this up.
But seriously, just that.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
something.
gonna outrun somebody that can only run 4 minutes.
Exactly.
Any day.
That's the thing. So assess where you're at. What are the things you need to work on? It is plain and obvious to most people what you need to work on, right? There's so much info online. Go get a plan. Even if you're not going to start exercising that day, go get a plan.
Yeah,
that's the first step.
Yeah,
right. And
if you just walk, to the mailbox,
and
don't drive to it.
The thing is, it's not just about exercise. This is going to be diet, exercise, stress relief, sleep, supplements. There's so many things to think about that every month you should be looking at it and reassessing it. Start slow. Don't go out and say, I'm running a marathon today. Yeah. That's stupid. You're going to die. Don't do that. If you are already kind of moderately healthy, what is something you can do to add to your routine to kind of take it up a notch? There's always something more that you can do to get healthier and to get more fit. Yeah, absolutely. And like Cam said, have you had a physical in a while? Get one scheduled. I haven't had one probably 20 years. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I had a physical. But
gosh, that's you ever done.
Yeah, that's right. You do. So fitness and health is supremely important, but probably the hardest one out of everything we're talking about because
it's like probably top 5 most important.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Food and water and exercise.
Yeah,
but fitness. That's a tough one.
It is, man.
But no story in history of a survival story has ever come from like a fat dude.
No,
that dude
died. That dude died.
Those people die.
Yeah.
You have to be fit to be able to mentally and physically make it.
Yeah, I mean, we know the statistics in airplane crashes.
Yeah.
You got fat gravy legs, you're going to die.
It's true.
Yeah.
Hey, the numbers, I didn't say this. This is the number.
That was mathematicians saying that, not me.
Yeah. Number 24, finance. No one loves to really go over this. Sometimes you do.
Yeah.
It's exciting when you get going in it, but you're always like, ugh, you put things off all the time.
Yeah.
Number 1, do you have an emergency fund? And is that fund like quickly accessible? Like, can you get those cashes
liquid?
And monies? Yeah. That's probably the number one thing here is like, of all the things that you have, do you have a way to quickly get cash?
What was the statistics we've gone over? Like 70% of Americans can't afford a $500 emergency.
Yeah. I bet you right now it's 90.
Yeah.
People's blowing money
that
left and right.
That creeps me the hell
out. Because they're going to turn to people that
Yeah.
are in a better situation.
Dude,
you're going to get people knocking on your door asking for money.
Just don't be in that situation. You've got to get that emergency fund and don't touch it.
Yeah.
Get $500 set aside.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. Is it's easy to grab and go to the movies. They only take cash.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Don't do it.
Yeah, make sure that you have that set up. The other thing is like go over your debt, go over your finances, make sure that you meet regularly with an advisor or that you go through and run a credit report at least once a year.
Sure.
You want to make sure that there's not things that haven't been closed that should have been closed and that there's, expenses or open credit or open
like with my credit union,
that you didn't do.
Run it for you for free at any time.
Yeah, most stuff that you're set up with will give you a free one. Just run it because I always see the email. I'm like, oh, I'll check it again.
Yeah, see what it is.
So, anyways, finance.
I love it. That one's tough, dude. Day 25.
It'll piss you off is what it'll do.
Gear and tools. This one's fun, right? This is the fun stuff.
This is the fun
Take
stuff.
today and assess your gear situation. Mine is out of control.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I know.
I don't know what it is.
I keep trying to organize it. My flashlight's here, my knife's here, and then it just gets mixed.
It was my dad's birthday yesterday. I already got him a present, but I'm like, I'm going to give him another knife. I got too much.
I know.
I got too many.
It's true.
Thank you,
I could have given him a bag.
I know.
Yeah, should have come over.
I should have stopped at your house and grabbed a bag. But what critical pieces are you missing when it comes to gear? How are all your kits looking? Make a list, check it twice, make a plan,
Found out it's naughty or not.
Yeah, save for what you can't afford. Don't go, again, this comes back to the one we just talked about, but don't just go out and buy, a $300 knife because you don't have one.
Right.
Not a great
right.
idea. But
It's
find the one
expensive.
you
It must be
want,
good.
start saving for it, make a list on Amazon. Those are kind of fun to do,
Yeah, have a little survival wish list. And
Yeah,
just
for
put,
sure.
like, stuff in there.
And then, not just gear, also tools. Those are super important. So what tools are you missing for some sort of a long-term SHTF situation? Just assess all of those things. Make sure everything is in top-notch shape. Make sure you have the things you need, and make sure you're looking at the things you don't have and kind of making a list and a plan to acquire them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That's great.
Okay.
So pets and cute, fun little
Get a
bastards,
pet. Yeah, sure.
They're great, but have you planned at all to, like, feed them?
No.
Like, you've got rationing food for yourself. Do you have enough food for your animal? They can't just live on scraps and shouldn't. They're just going to get
They might be
to be a
able to.
huge burden. Yeah, some can. But you do need to have
Yeah.
a plan for your pets, like how you're going to transport them, what you're going to do if you're going to put them down.
Yeah.
Excuse me there.
Are they at the end of your food list?
Can you eat them?
Yeah.
But this gets overlooked, quite a bit. It's just like they're there and you kind of have what you have now, but they're not part of your plan. That was
Yeah.
weird.
Well, I just went like that.
It sounded like mine went away.
Oh, really?
What happened?
You're good.
But anyways, pets, plan for them too.
Yeah, that's a
Good day
good
to
one.
spend time with them, play with them. Get that dog out of the kennel. It hasn't been out for the whole season.
Yeah, it's sitting in the backyard just pooping and barking.
Yeah.
That's all it
Yeah,
does.
clean the cage.
Yeah.
Maybe see if it has its shots.
Yeah.
See if it's alive.
So this one, I kind of went back and forth on whether or not to keep this one in here because it's a little bit.
Extreme.
Yeah. So EMPs. It's hard to do any list without talking about EMPs if you're a prepper, right? They're just kind of a staple.
It kind of goes back to what we've already talked about, huh? Like the blackouts. And stuff.
For sure, yeah. But you need to understand what an EMP is and how to prepare for them. And there's a lot of things you can do. Take today, read up on it, listen, watch, learn, figure out, just because EMPs are one of those situations that could lead to like a total long-term SHTF situation. If you already know, and you don't have like a Faraday bag or a Faraday cage, maybe it's time to pull the trigger on something, right? Then figure out what gear is most important to have protected and get it done. And if you already have that stuff done, update that gear, make sure that's the right gear that you need or get some more, but just assess the whole EMP situation.
Yeah.
And
The sun's ready to send out its mass
so pissed
ejection
off.
all
I
the
can
time.
tell it's pissed.
Yeah.
It's not
Or
happy.
excited.
Yeah, probably, yeah, excited. Yeah, it's just ready to blow. That's all I know. Yeah.
But that can happen
pressure's
anytime.
building up.
It's been
Getting
a
a little
long time.
getting a little jittery and anxious and really kind of flies off the handle.
Yeah. Nobody's touching it. It's been
Yeah.
out there a long
Yeah.
time.
Gases and whatnot. I don't know, man. Yeah.
But I think that's good too because that stuff usually goes along with like security too.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
Keep your stuff safe. Number 28, I think, is huge and does get overlooked too. Is like sanitation.
Yep.
Do you have enough sanitation supplies? Do you have
Yeah.
deodorant, soaps, feminine hygiene items, toothpaste, brushes, TP, all those things to keep your body not nasty and stinky and unhealthy?
Yeah.
But and that also goes to the whole fitness and health, like
Mental health,
You will
dude.
get seriously.
Seriously.
Probably number one.
Yeah, because if you're like stinky and gross, you don't feel
It's
great.
depressing.
Oh,
No,
ugh.
if you don't shower in a while, you
Yeah.
just like, man, I don't know what is wrong. Like you don't sleep very good. Super weird. But
Yeah.
you gotta plan for this. And let's say your water's shut off. How are you gonna keep washing your body?
I've showered. Like my wife makes fun of me because like I shower 3 times a day sometimes when I have jujitsu. Because I shower in the morning before work.
Yeah.
And then I shower before I go to jujitsu because I got guys on top of me. I don't want to smell. And you want to be clean. And then I have to shower
You don't
after.
want guys smell on you.
And then I have to shower after. So it's like 3 times in a day.
But no, and it's healthy to stay clean like that,
Sure.
obviously. Avoiding, dental problems and all that stuff
Yeah.
you don't want to deal with.
Ooh.
And so other things are just like cleaning supplies. Do you have Clorox wipes? You know how to, make up stuff to, compound stuff to clean surfaces and all that in case you're dealing with another type of pandemic. And then quarantine tents and stuff like that. I'll talk real quick about that in the medical part.
Oh,
But
okay.
like, do you have a way to deal with like puke and vomit and puke and vomit, two different things.
They are.
But like, blood and the stuff that's just like really bad that you may have to deal with. You don't want to, but do you have a way to dispose of a body? Not in a bad way, but
In
what
a
if
good
you
way.
have? What if you have like a mass pandemic, tons of people dying? Like, how do you deal with it?
I
That's
don't know.
extreme, but I'm just saying.
But again, yeah, it's
having these supplies like
Yeah.
plastic that you can make a little tent and things like that.
assess your situation there that
Yeah.
day. If you don't have any of that stuff, get a
that,
list.
that got a little bit crazy there.
Get a
I
list.
didn't mean to.
Get a list and just start working on it.
Yeah.
29 apps. This one is very simple, but extremely important in my mind. We did a vid on this. I did a vid on this a little bit ago on TikTok, I think, too.
Yeah, you did.
They can be so useful for preppers. And again, don't say, well, your phone ain't going to work in an EMP. Well, we haven't had an EMP yet. Okay.
Or I don't trust.
Yeah.
FEMA.
I get it, but
They still have good lists.
yeah, 99% of the time, your phone's going to be great. So get some apps. Number one, go to your local emergency management office. You don't have to drive into their office, but go to like their website, okay? And usually they have an
Where's
app.
the Red Cross downtown?
Usually
FEMA camp.
they have an app that they use for your local area for emergency alerts. That's the number one thing you should be getting. Then I really like the Red Cross emergency app or the FEMA app.
Yeah.
Both of those have localized alerts that you can get for your area. Next, some weather apps are really good to have because, again, we talked about how extreme weather is so important.
There's like
to be
huge
ready for.
discrepancies in those too. It's
There
like you
is,
might want to
man.
have one or two.
I have like 3 of them.
I do too.
One of them says
Go
it's
to
gonna be
Salt Lake, it's gonna
sunny
be
and 70.
40 degrees.
Yeah.
And then the other one says it's 110.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. So get some of those. Also, podcast apps.
Yeah.
They're important.
You can get a ton of information.
You really can.
Like a 30-day list of things you could be doing.
Yep. And so if you already have all this stuff, make sure the settings are up to date on these apps for your location and for the things you want to monitor, and determine if there's any other apps you'd like to consider, whether it's an inventory app for yourself or maybe it's just a straight up survival app that you might want to use. There's just a lot of different things you can do on your phone with apps for survival and for everyday preparedness.
Yeah.
Take that day, look at those things, update them, get stuff.
Yeah.
Great.
And consider stuff for your kids to it's a good distractor.
Absolutely.
People are getting killed and wrapped in body bags.
Let them play Minecraft.
Yeah. Yep. And the last thing, day 30 is navigation. Do you have maps for your local area? Like not just digital, but do you have a hard map? Like in a wood, like maybe in a pallet. And then
That's a good map.
Are you That's a quality map.
That map right there is hard as I can
It
be.
ain't gonna fall apart.
No.
But if you're going on some upcoming trips, consider having backup maps of the area so in case you have to get out of there. Also, do you know how to even use a compass?
Nope.
How do you navigate a topographical map? Like,
I don't know.
You got to go through those things.
Yeah.
You can even get bandanas that help you navigate by stars.
Stars are cool, man.
Yeah. So
I love
navigation's one thing we haven't really done any episode on because it's hard and people probably know way more than we do. And so just like you just go through it, like learn how to get around in your town, not by car only.
Practice it.
Yeah.
I mean,
alternate routes.
No
and
alternate
things like that.
routes. Yeah.
So-
And this could even be, hey, I'm going to practice my bug out route today.
Right.
And that's sort of a navigation thing.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
if you bug out into the hills and you get disoriented, like learn how to like navigate with a compass. and stuff.
Exactly. That's 30 days of preparedness.
Woo, that's a lot of stuff.
Boy.
But really, you don't need to get like caught up in all the like minute details.
No.
Like just like spend the day to like think about that subject.
Yeah.
That's basically all we're
That's all we're asking.
Yeah.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Tacpak, the only monthly tactical subscription box with useful professional grade stuff inside. Use our code Casual Preppers and get a free separate bag of EDC gear sent along with your first month's TacPack. Head to tacpack.com. Use our code Casual Preppers.
They're losing money.
Yep.
But you're gaining.
You're gaining. How about we look at the latest battle box? You want to look at that real quick? because they got some
There you go.
great stuff.
Cool stuff.
BattleBox Mission 79 missions. Basic box. The first item is the Gear Halo deodorizer pods. These are actually really cool. They'd be great for
sanitation.
Yeah, they're great for like gear bags. I've been using it for my jujitsu bag for the gym.
Put one in my pants right now.
Yeah, he's gonna put it right down his crotch. It's great. Bulks up your
That's cool.
crotch and it smells great.
It's a good idea.
Yep, and then the Arcane Concerted Arc Band.
I want my ding dong to look bigger.
I want my ding dong to look bigger. Use this.
What was the other thing?
Arcane Concerted Arc Band. These are like cool little rubber bands that have clips on the end. You can put stuff on your bags.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they have nice little clips. You don't have to tie them.
Yep, and then you got the Southern Survival Trail Chili. It's got all our good friend Curran right on the box, or on the package.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's right there on the front.
Look at that guy.
That's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's your basic box. Then you go to the advanced box and you have the FRX2 Emergency Weather Radio.
Right here.
We like it, man. It's cute.
Nothing better than solar, crank,
and battery. Battery. So you got to have one of those.
Yeah, the size of it's perfect for a bug out bag.
Exactly. Then you go to the Pro box and we have the Survivor Filter Pro Portable Water Filter Pump. Great.
Way
item.
cool.
Yes.
Way cool. Don't have anything like this.
Yeah, this is really, really cool. It's a $70 value.
100,000 liter lifespan.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Look at that.
Beautiful pump.
You don't want everybody sucking on the same straw.
Yeah.
So there you go. You got a pump.
Then in the Pro Plus, we have the Revo RJ1. Great little knife from Revo Knives. $125 value. How they did it, I don't know, but you got it right there. Beautiful.
It's got a nice little grip.
It'll cut things.
Yeah.
Full show.
That's pretty good.
So that's the latest battle box. We also got something else which is really, really interesting. Our good friend at Combat Midwife on Instagram sent us this birthing kit. How cool is this?
It's freaking way cool.
Talk about it, Cam.
Yeah, so I'm not going to pull this stuff out.
Sure,
there's a lot of bandages and weird stuff in there. But this is what the kit has, which is pretty cool because if you don't think about having to deliver a baby and then like the comforts of it and trying to help like keep track of the baby. So inside this,
where'd that
baby go?
Hey, she just got born.
But what I mean by that is you get a certificate of birth document.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Which is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
An ink pad so you can do the baby footprints and stuff like that. So, I mean, hospitals overwhelmed, pandemic, you might have to deliver at home. Like you've got all your stuff in this. You got
Where
a
the hell
blanket.
that baby?
I gotta keep track of it. Good thing I got my kit.
Put some ink on them, rolling around.
So baby sleeping bag.
That's cool.
A bio bag to place the placenta.
You got to save that for later.
Yeah, you never know. Emesis bag, so something for the mom to puke in.
Nice.
And the person delivering to puke in.
And then the husband to puke
Yeah.
in.
Then you got OB pads. You got 12 of those,
Great.
which is awesome. Postpartum underwear, peri bottle, infant tape
So that's
measure.
for the mother.
Yes.
The underwear? Or is this for the husband?
You never know.
You don't know. Okay.
Watch that. I put my pants.
Yeah.
Infant tape measure, peri cold pack, and infant hat. That is sweet.
Dude.
Like, all the stuff that you need
Yeah.
that they charge you $4.5 billion for at the hospital.
Yeah. You can get it for $60.
You can get it for $60. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so go check her out at Combat Midwife on Instagram.
Genius idea.
I think Cam's going to do it like a TikTok video soon
Yeah, I'll
on
show
this
you
as
all
well.
that. I'll deliver a baby for you with it
Yeah,
all.
we'll just find. I'm one of the neighbors. Got to be pregnant.
Got to keep track of it.
When do you do? About 3 months. We'll just induce her early. We got to do this
We
TikTok
gotta do a video.
We got to do this video.
Yeah, one time.
Exactly.
It's time for the quick and dirty medical tip.
All right, so you guys are all bored now.
No,
I'm
they
gonna
aren't.
go through this real quick.
Okay.
So, something that you don't think about, this goes along with the sanitation thing, is caring for the sick. Like, what is your plan for taking care of someone that's sick? Right now, a lot of people, COVID's kind of going crazy, and how do you care for them at home? And this applies not just to COVID, but to like any other sickness that you'd want to do, like that you'd want to isolate that person and how to kind of care for them.
Yeah.
Number one, obviously, you're gonna set up a sick space.
Ooh, I got a sick space.
Yeah, super sick.
Oh, that's sick.
Check out my sick space.
Hashtag sick
But
space.
this is an area that's isolated from the rest of the group, and one that you can control the airflow. You don't want freaking coughs and stuff spreading out of it.
Sure.
So it's good to have like the big construction plastic and stuff to kind of tape off a room. If that you're in that scenario, you want the same person caring for that sick person in and
All the
out,
time.
You know.
Yeah.
Usually it's the mom. I'm just saying.
Just saying, it's got to be the mom.
Yeah. But that same person needs to care for that person, and that person also needs to be very, limited exposure to the other people in the group.
Yeah.
This is where it's good to have, like, even if you have just like, painters, like coveralls or something, just to kind of keep your regular clothes free of that. And then you're going to be constantly washing your hands if you're taking care of that sick person, changing your clothes. If you have a place that you can isolate the clothes so that you're not like just walking around. I see people in their hospital scrubs walking around in the grocery store, and I'm just like, what are you thinking?
Doesn't seem right.
But set that whole system up so that you're limiting any exposure to clothing, to the rags, to the the feces and all that crap.
Ew.
You gotta separate it all out. Obviously, you don't want somebody that's even higher risk than the person that's sick taking care of the other person.
Like the 90-year-old grandpa or something?
He's good. He's been taking care of him. So, because they're likely to be a huge complication afterwards. Yeah. This is where, like, baby monitors can come in super handy because you can just stick that in the sick room. Yeah.
They're communicating. Yeah.
Cleaning supplies. So, there's a couple of things that you can go and get right now. Obviously, good old strong alcohol, 90%. That's a good cleaner. It's fuel. You can
Tastes
burn
delicious.
it. And so a lot of good uses for that. So I'd get some of that. Lysol, obviously really good. But here's some of the other ones that you can buy. Oxivir wipes. Oxivir, it's kind of expensive, and you can get it in a spray bottle, but it's excellent for like cleaning surfaces and killing viruses and other nasty diseases. There's Hard Hitter PSQ2. Sounds awesome.
I
haven't used that one. Saniprime, Oxicide, and then just good old Clorox.
Yes.
So having Clorox, you can kind of just dilute it in water, and then when you clean your surfaces, you want to get them pretty wet so that the dry time it's staying wet and killing more viruses. That's one thing. Like the wipes, it does dry out pretty fast. But anyways, you want to have these supplies. You just never know. During the apocalypse, you don't know if somebody's sick, how contagious it is. You can't take them to the doctor. You're going to treat them.
Yeah.
As going to isolate them as much as possible because you don't want to be dealing with sick people. Sick people.
Yeah.
You want to deal with one. So
get it.
Treat them all because that's the only choice you might have in an SHTF. So
right
there you go. There's a few things.
That's beautiful.
Whew.
Thank you, Cameron.
That was crazy.
Well, that is your 30 days of preparedness. Again, go to the website. We'll put a link on our Facebook and whatnot that you can go to, and you can download this PDF, and then we're gonna have all this information on that blog post on the website, so you can kind of go over all this whenever you feel like
stuff.
it. Yeah, and then you can refer back to the episode at any time too.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
like it.
So,
I like it. I'm gonna go through it.
I am too, actually. Maybe we should try it next month or something.
We should. I think it's a good idea.
Thank you guys so much. Please keep subscribing. Tell all your friends about us. We gotta continue to grow. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah.
All right.
Or we're dead.
Please go follow us on all of the platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We even have a Twitter page. Don't use it too much, but we have it. All right. And go check out our sponsors. All right. You go get a battle box. You will not.
Yeah. Go try Surfshark.
Surfshark.
You don't know.
Tacpak.
Yeah.
Off the grid surplus. Who else we got? We got lots of other ones, right?
Yeah, we got.
We got the Prepper's Medical Handbook.
Oh yeah,
we got.
You gotta get that.
What's their names? That just have all the brand new gear that they're
SOL.
SOL. So
pack more than lunch.
Pack more than lunch.
Yeah.
But please go check them all out. Go follow them on Facebook. Go tell them or in Instagram.
Keep us alive.
Tell them we sent you. All right. Thank you so much and stay survived.